So if you're the owner or leader of a business, I'm going to suggest to you that one of the key skills that you can get good at is that of tightrope walking. What the heck do I mean by tightrope walking? If you want to get the most out of your team members, if you want to perform at their very best, then I think the art of that balance of tightrope walking is something that you would do very well to learn and get and master. Here's what I mean. So what I'm going to look at just now is how to get the most out of our team in terms of performance. So if you think about it, if I take this axis here as representing performance and this axis here representing pressure, then it's your job to make sure that you're applying the correct level of pressure to a person. And again, don't look at the negative connotation of pressure. There's some positive pressure as well that I'm about to come on to. But if you think of these two axes and then look at how performance happens, it goes much like this. So what that really says is, the more pressure that's applied, if there's zero pressure, there's zero performance. And as you increase pressure, then performance starts to increase. Now obviously you get to a point here where performance is maximised at this level of pressure. Now that's the optimal point of performance at that current time. So if you've noticed that someone's not performing as well as you know they could, then let's say they're here, then maybe it's appropriate for you to dial up the pressure, give them additional responsibility, give them the stretch that steps them outside of the comfort zone so that they're moving up this curve. Now really what we're talking about here is we're talking about your ability to challenge that person. So everything up until that point is about challenge and stretch and pushing and encouraging and motivating and stepping outside of the comfort zone. Now, there's a point though where this curve starts to then dip back down. And this is really a recognition of where pressure's just got too much, performance will start to dip. So we've maybe overloaded people. We've given them a task too far for their current abilities. I say their current abilities. So at that point there, let's just say we've recognised that the performance has dipped. We need as a manager, as a leader, to be able to spot this and then help by putting the correct level of support for that individual so that they get back to their high level of performance. Now remember, I said tightrope walking. It's this balance. So if you think of being the manager and walking that tightrope, then you've got one of these poles that they're always using to balance. So sometimes it's more appropriate to give more challenge to the individual. Other times that you need to get the support right. But it's about that balance to get the best out of that person. We want everyone to be as good as they possibly can be, and it needs to have an eye on, well, what's the most appropriate thing to do for this person right now. Now, does this say that that's the best those people will ever be? No, because I said that that's their current level of performance, or their best current level of performance. But again, residing at that point for some time allows people to develop confidence, to handle the situation better, so that actually this curve can actually start to increase, so that we start to get continuing improvement in performance. So I hope that's a useful way of looking at things. How good are you at tightrope walking? Remember, it's not all about challenge, challenge, challenge. Sometimes you have to put the arm around the shoulder and give people the support, the training, the systems to then help them perform. But sometimes, sometimes it is appropriate to put that challenge in when you know that there's more that someone could do. They've got more to offer. And again, I always come back to this idea of surely everyone wants to operate at their maximum level of performance. Well, I know that that's not the case, but my job, I think, is to help encourage people to say, look, if you can, then why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you try your best? Anyway, there we go. Be a good tightrope walker. Till we meet, good luck in business.